Maeving riders, thanks for joining me today. Today I'm on a test ride on the electric Maeving RM1. So this is literally me just jumping on. So I think you have to into drive, mode 1. So I think there's 3 modes, not sure which one is which yet, but we're going mode 1 for now. 96% charge. Let's go. Okay. So, went for the clutch then, and the clutch is actually the rear brake. So very scooter like. Okay, so first impressions, it feels more like a bicycle than a motorbike. So this is a cracking looking bike, and it's a machine I've been really interested to try riding. It's not a missile, it's more of a town machine than anything else. The top speed is 45 miles an hour. I don't believe there's any ABS or traction control, so you're pretty much on your own. And obviously there's no sound as it's electric. So these are hand built at the Maeving factory in Coventry. I've had a little tour of the assembly line, where we're not allowed to film or take pictures. It was interesting to see them being assembled. They're a British company. I always seem like nice friendly guys. So this is, I would say, more aimed at the at a commuter sort of market, or a Sunday afternoon bimble type of rider. Or even if you just want, if you live in town, you want something to zip around on. It's got a bit more oomph than an e-bike, and this will do you. So if we put it in mode 2 and then 3, see if that makes any difference. No, that's really lethargic. So let's go. My phone's in the way. Right, back in mode 1. So mode 1 has got the most power. There seems to be a bit of a delay when you ride on the throttle, presumably so you don't upset the rear tyre and brake traction. If I move that down a bit. The mirrors are a bit Mickey Mouse. Some nice chrome, smaller ones would be really nice actually on this, and go well with the rest of the bike, but you can see clearly out of them. So I'm 5'10" and I've got no problems getting my feet down on this. So I'm now at full throttle, doing an indicated 47, but sat nav says I'm doing about 42, so I think I'm going to be reaching top speed shortly. Let's go to racing crouch. Oh, we're going to get to 45? No. I've got a bit of a headwind. So that's probably not helping. But on the plus side, you're never going to get any penalty points with this. So if your license has got a few points on it, then yes, might be an ideal bike. Oh, so turning left here. Brakes, rear is really good actually. They're linked actually, so it's linked with the front. Is there anything behind me? No, we're good. So front is okay, but the linked rear and front are brilliant. So I'll probably just use the use that really. So bombing on a country lane at 40 miles an hour. I'm aware there's a car behind me now. In terms of riding position, it's basically a bit like a lowered BMX really. Oh no, it's a bit like a BMX. It steers sweetly. You know, it goes exactly where you want it to. Suspension is a bit firm, but it's coping with his roads okay. Oh, let's go flat out. Flat out through the corners. Not often you can say that. This is actually quite a pleasant little ride. Just chilling. If you just wanted to take a ride out, take it easy, this would be a great tool for the job. There's a bit of a delay when you open that throttle, as I said, so you have to take that into account when you're putting out junctions like that. So horn test. It's totally vibe free as expected. I rolled off the throttle there, I really don't know why I bothered. The seat is a bit firm, but then you're not going to be doing mega miles in this aren't you? So that's not really an issue. You got those clocks there, which are really nice and simple, all the info you need. The only thing I'd be wary of is that it's so quiet, people won't hear you coming. So in town, filtering, you'd have to keep your wits about you, maybe your finger on the horn. So how flexible is the motor? Let's get down to 20. Open her up. Feel that power. But yeah, this is not a normal motorcycle. That's for sure. I don't think they make any claim of it being that. Tunnel! Ram! You have to make your own sound in tunnels. What a pleasant day. It was meant to be raining. I was looking at the forecast and it's supposed to be chucking down with rain. It's actually turned out really nice. So I brought my Andromeda Stardust suit with me in anticipation, whereas I could have worn my Neo wires jacket instead and jeans, but there you go. Now on these roads, which are 50-mile-an-hour limits, you'll just about get away with riding this. Well, I think if you ventured on to 60-mile-an-hour roads regularly, you'd probably come into trouble. It's in between a 125 and a moped, basically, from what I can feel. It really does handle sweetly. It literally is like a mountain bike. Tell you what, a little scrambler version of this would be absolutely hilarious. Okay guys, I'm going to walk you around the Maeving RM1. So first things first, price. This bike costs $5,995 with a single battery, or $6,990 with a dual battery. With the single battery you've got a 40-mile range, with the dual battery it's 80. In the real world I reckon you're probably looking at 30 and 60 respectively. Top speed is 45 miles per hour, which I've just about managed to reach. Now you can ride this on a CBT license as well, so you can be one of the cool kids. You've got the option on this to add a 3-year track and go GPS tracker, which be quite handy. Yeah, I think it looks absolutely brilliant. I mean, it looks more like an oversized e-bike than anything else. You can get this in 7 different colours, so there's plenty of a choice. It actually looks quite nice in this blue, and as I mentioned earlier, I'm not a fan of brown seats anyway, but it isn't leather, so that's a bonus. As always. And topping up the batteries on this, 4 hours charging time for 100%, or you can get 80% charge in just under 3 hours. The forks are non-adjustable, as I already mentioned. They definitely look like mountain bike forks. And the rear shocks have got preload adjustment just there. In terms of braking, we've got start with the rear. Let's see, you've got the 180mm single piston floating rear caliper there, and at the front it's a 240mm 3 piston floating caliper. Yeah, the link brake works pretty well. Obviously no ABS for traction control. The seat height is 785mm, but yeah, it weighs next to nothing and is super easy to move about. I think it's about 111 kilos with a 1 battery. But even down, this has got 2 batteries in it and you barely feel the weight. I'll see if I can show you me moving it about. You're going to go. I mean, this is on a slope as well. So, no problem at all. to move around. Yeah. That's about it for the walk around really. It's not much else to talk about. It's a cracking looking bike. Well, e-bike, whatever you want to call it. But there we go. Carry on riding. Okay, so as I've already mentioned, it's hand built in the factory in Coventry, and build quality looks to be pretty good. This bike is an 800 miles and still looks in reasonably good nick. There's nothing's falling off, you'll be pleased to know, and everything still looks quality on it. Show you the lights. That looks quite bright. Not sure what it'd be like at night, but it's good to give you some road presence, hopefully. The rear and the indicators are standard. LED affairs. Right, let's head back. Okay, so finding the side stand is easy. Nice big lug there. So to open the battery ports, the batteries are removable. You have to turn it off within 5 seconds, press the button, and then press it again, the unlock button there, and then there you go. And they are supposedly, I'm not going to remove them here at the side of the road, but they just pull out. They feel quite heavy there though, so close like that. What a delightful little machine. Show you the startup sequence. A needle doing the rounds. So you got your on your switch gear, you got your info button with your trips, time and everything. Not sure if there's a range remaining option, which would be handy, but that switches your 4-beam on. Yeah, pretty standard fare really. I think so side stand off, brake in, press and hold, and to drive, and that top button pushes it back into neutral. Now, so yeah, one of the brakes has to be activated to put into drive. Okay, make sure you're still recording. Let's head back. I have to be honest, this is really enjoyable. I'm just taking a chilled ride in the countryside, not going crazy like I would be on my own bikes. So what we're going to do now, let's do a little bit of a low speeding. Oh, there's nothing behind me. How slow can I get it? No bother at all. It's actually really well balanced. And then open her up. Well, let's try the brakes now then. There's nothing behind me. So, front brake first. Yeah. Front brake is like the rear brake on any other bike. So now let's try the linked. Oh yeah, that's better. You're not going to be able to do any skids though because it's linked. Okay, so this is this bike's territory in town. This is where it's more at home. It's flickable, you can filter with this, no problem at all. The suspension is a little bit hard though, and you do feel it other bumps, so, but you can adjust that rear, so maybe you could soften things up a bit. The only thing I'd be wary of when filtering is obviously that people can't hear you coming, especially pedestrians. Whizzing through. Pick a tight spot and it will go through it. Yeah, so when filtering through town, I'd probably keep my finger close to the horn, just in case. Oh, this is going to be a proper test. A little bit conscious of the mirrors, that's all. But this is it's so low you can just put your feet down and paddle. You can afford to be cheeky. Yeah, this is pretty much exactly where this bike excels. Pick a gap, go through it. If you're not sure, just paddle it with your feet. I'd never do that on my Tiger, but on this you just feel like you can zip in anywhere. It's actually so confidence inspiring round town, it's unreal. So, final verdict on the Maeving RM1. It's a brilliant little bike for its intended target market. And I don't think Maeving are having any problems shifting them by the sounds of it. It's never going to win any races, that's for sure, unless it's against the pedal cycle. But for zipping around town, this is absolutely brilliant. It will do a few country roads, preferably ones that are limited to 50. But yeah, I'd be a bit more wary in 60-mile-an-hour zones. It looks fantastic. It's a proper cool looking bike. Build quality looks reasonable. It's built in Coventry, so it's a local to us UK vegan bikes anyway. It's a comfortable riding position too. I said the suspension's a bit harsh over bumps around town, but you can forgive it for the price this is, and you're not going to be doing thousands of miles on it anyway. So yeah, it gets a thumbs up from me, absolutely. Would it be a bike I would own myself? Do you know what? If I had the space and the money, yeah, actually, I mean, this would be quite handy to just have in the shed, ready at a moment's notice to pop out and get some supplies in your rucksack. It's so light you can literally probably carry it out of your garden. So do you know what? I've never had so much fun riding in town and on this bike. It's brilliant. In fact, I think I'm enjoying this town segment more than the open roads. Which is something I've never ever said before. Can I do this? Well, I'll put my feet down. Can I? Come on, go on. Look at that. It feels quite natural in these 21-hour zones as well. You can sort of imagine that you're on an e-bike. Noisy bugger. The only criticism I could give it round town is that sometimes that throttle response, when you want to put away, there's a bit of a delay, and that could catch you out. It has nearly caught me out. So, but once you're aware of it, you know, you can work around it, no issues. The tyres seem to have plenty of grip. I've not once felt like I needed ABS or traction control. Not sure how these tyres would fare in the wet though. Actually, I didn't notice what tyres there were. So who is this bike aimed at? Obviously it's aimed at CBT holders, city dwellers, and someone who just wants a little bike for the old Sunday blast. Well, not blast, the old Sunday just little bimble. And dare I say it, this might appeal to a few older people as well, because it's non-threatening, it's really confidence inspiring. So yeah, this would suit a lot of those okay, just in the interest of research, I'm gonna flick it into eco mode 3 and see how much difference that makes. Vroom, vroom, vroom. Oh yeah, that is noticeably slower. Now, do you know what? Yeah, that eco mode is a bit too slow really, so it's probably only really of use if you are about to run out of battery. And here we go, back at the Maeving HQ. What a cracking little ride. Alright, that's it. Thanks for riding with me, riders. See you on the next one. Ta-ta.